So I'm gonna open up some of these weapon packs that I got from the campaigns from a long time ago. I thought it'd probably be a good idea to assemble them and review them and see if they qualify for this type of kit. If they're perfect for Armored Core-ish look to it. And with the video that I saw of Fires of Rubicon, I think this one will work for me. I'm not a big fan of this long little weird rifle thing for the Unicorn, but the Gatling gun version, let's see how it looks. I hope they bring this back again, because wow, this was a great line of parts. Where's my... Yep, here it is. So we have the base here. And basically just put it together, both of these. There's a seam line there, but I guess I can glue it and take care of that. And then we have this part here. So I kind of like this gun because it's a tri-barrel weapon, not a 6-barrel one. And we have the barrels themselves. And then we're going to need this part too. This is the extension, and this is the single shot muzzle, which you don't need. But for this, put this one there, like so. And then you put these, but obviously you want to keep the gap on the inside. So that way you don't see the hole. You don't have to worry about. You don't have to worry about covering it up, because once you put it in here, it's done. You do have to sand down those parts, and then put that in there, like that. I might put it on the other mech. This one right here. Let me open this up a bit. Okay, it has a good grip on it. That's actually a good news. Yeah. Oh yeah. This is could have bent it a bit, but okay. Put a cylinder tube type thing on the side. The belt. Oh, this thing comes off easily, but that's all right. This will be perfect, like that. I am noticing something here. I'm going to test this out. Let me put this back on here. Considering that you have the hole there, I wonder if you put that there. That's a tight fit. It's a tight fit. It won't work there. And there is no hole anywhere for this to attach to this. You would have to drill it. So the best bet would be the hand, which is good because I've seen a lot of the videos of this Gatling gun being held underarm and whatnot. Yeah, I like this. I really do. What do you guys think of that? So, been fiddling around with this idea. As you can see here, I made a frame type thing. This one broke off because I glued it on, but I didn't measure the angle of this properly. To understand what I'm saying, this is part of a sprue, which I cut, which I knew it would fit in this hole. Fine. I cut these two angles, but I should have thought maybe it should be a little bigger or wider. But I said, let's fool around with it. Let's see where we go from here. How far we can go. Then I would connect them like that, and using this part, put this here, and then this would go right on top. Now there is a bit of a bend there, unfortunately. Hold on a second here. And this goes right there here. Now if that's fine like that, and then can put some parts here, like, you know, attachment, things like that. The problem is, it's the arm. It won't go up like that because it's going to hit that. I can cut it and rearrange it, but after fussing around with it and all that stuff, I was like, maybe I need to do over. And I've been doing overs over and over and again, trying to find the right thing to do. It's not as easy as you could think. So what I did was, I started over and I cut one part, and I put this here, like so. It's not perfect. I'm gonna probably do another plate over it, or maybe do another one. Then I think what I'll do, instead of sealing it around, put something up front, like up front here. Then build around it. So a structure up front here, sticking out, then going right over it. And then I'll do the same thing here, another part that goes back there, but another detail part. And then we'll go from there. I mean, these were interesting ideas, but I'm going to redo them again. It's kind of hard to, I mean, figuring out from the legs is one thing, but building from the ground up a shoulder, building your own shoulder, is not as easy as you think. And I decided to get some things that maybe help me out a bit further. I went to Gundam Planet, and as a matter of fact, they are having a sale, Labor Day sale. So if you guys go over there to Gundam Planet, you can probably find some good stuff here. Now what I got, because I don't think I have this, I'm going to test it out first, was these 30-minute mission parts. The Option Armor Solanova exclusive for commanders. This shoulder part. Let's test fit this and see how it looks. I know it's not meant for this, but we can, you know, fool around with it. See what we can do with it. Plus, they're around the same size. Now we put these two together like so. We have a part like that. This is supposed to be standing outward like that. Let me take this off. Now, I kind of like it though, but this is where I'm going to have to like do a lot of heavy modification. Let's see what happens. So if I do this, come on. Oh boy, that thing got stuck in there. Come on. Yeah, I know. Oh, that was tough, but let's see here. So the arm is like this. That goes right around here. If I can, let me see what happens if I take this off. Oh, be careful. Last thing we want is get stabbed. What, did I put glue on this? Jeez. Wow, must have really stuck that in there. There we go. Wow. Now we can cut a cavity. Like remove this section there, because we don't need to put the part there. But how much of it we're going to be removing? Let me just do a little bit here. I think it could fit. But my problem is, I think I'm going to sand this part so that way it's nice and flush to that. And then cut that and that off, and then stick that in there. So that way this can fit right around it. Oh, hell with it, I'm going to do it. Sometimes you got to go for the gusto here. Sometimes if you can see something, go for it. So what I'm going to probably do is cut this off and there. Give me a minute. Alright, so what I did was I began sanding down the edges here and here. This one has been sanded down good, but this one has a little bit more of a lump there, so I gotta keep on going. But I wanted to show what I did, or what I plan to do. So we take this, we slide that here. It's not, there is a bit of a snug, but because I need to sand it a little bit more down, I'm gonna put it on this guy right here to show it off. And I think that is perfect for this. It now fits. I can move it down, up, around a bit. I think it's going to be solidly glued on, so it will be limited, but I think that should be fine. Then, from the other option parts, I have this part here. That what I did. This was actually an extension of the legs for another kit, but there were these two pegs here that I sawed off and sand down, and since there's a hole there, put it there, like that. And that looks nice. That is actually a good idea right there. But wait, we can go a bit further. We take this part that was actually from the same set, put that like that. I kind of like this because it opens up the possibility of me putting in like some weird thrusters on it, so it can be good for like this will be glued on, but then this can turn like for backward thrust or forward thrust, you know, maneuvering thrusters. I was thinking of putting on weaponry and all that stuff, but I think putting on so much weaponry on a mech would be a little bit too much, especially since I'm trying to be armored core-ish, and armored core kits are only armored core mechs is only 4 guns instead of, well, no, I know that in certain, okay, I haven't played Armored Core in years, but I do remember there were support type options, whether it was like an EMC or a closing weaponry system that you cannot control. It was like automatic. But the main weaponry was in the 2 hands and the 2 parts of the backpack, and usually the body had something on it as well. But we're just gonna focus on this, and I think that would be a good idea. Yeah, this is a good start. There is the connector here, which, quite frankly, the only thing I have which would work would be this part here with the male connector. I would welcome a similar connector like this with a female connector hole, but then what are you putting there? It's a little too distracting. I know that there's armored parts that I can put on that, so we'll keep that open as a possibility. Or if not, I'll sand it off and get rid of it and put something else on it. But yeah, this is a good idea. I want to show some other stuff here. So this part was from another weaponry that I put it right through the hole, like through the connector here. So it's not even glued on yet, but it's perfect as a beam weaponry, an extended beam weaponry like that of the Heavy, of the Zowart Heavy. I just may want to get rid of this and put something in the back and put more detail up front. For the other arm, I'm going to use this gun that I reviewed before. Be nice to put right there, like that. I'm going to get that in there, and then get that here, like so. See, that's pretty nice. Like that. It is a bit wrist heavy, unfortunately. The only thing I can think of is I can probably glue the hand with the arm, with the forearm, so I can keep it in an up angle. But we'll figure that out later on. And I was thinking of this gun here, but this one's a little too wobbly. Now there was something else that I had, and I don't know if I showed this off. Remember these guns? Remember this? This was the missile pod that you can put on the master grade Curios, and I built them. Of course, I never painted them, but I said this would be great for something else, and for this kit it'll be perfect. So, taking this attachment here, putting that there. Just don't know how that works. You know, there's an extension. The only problem is that this part is solid. This one's a little loose. I can put that right there, like that. Let me bring this up a bit so you guys can see it better. Look at that. See, that is nice. That is very nice. I'm going to continue on with this, of course. I'm going to get the shoulders done properly before I move on to the main chest area and the backpack. I'm kind of not sold on this. I kind of like it, but I just want to flesh it out. That I was thinking of putting an attachment. Let me just, because everything is all back heavy now, and this is I'm gonna try to front heavy it a bit. Just, everything is all back heavy. If I had another part, I would put back here, but I have nothing. I'm trying to find something, an attachment for this, so I can put this one here. But if not, I do have other weaponry, which of course I want her to share. Put that there. I was at Gundam Planet, like I mentioned before, and I got a couple of things. Let me just expand this out of it so you guys can see this. So they're having their Labor Day sale for those of you who can go tomorrow. They're open, I believe. And I picked this up, the GM Sniper 2, which I've never ever had the GM Sniper 2 high grade. Master grade I had ish, but this one I never did. So I got it. And of course I bought the attachment for that, but I also got some other stuff that they had that they kindly had to the side. And remember these custom campaign parts? They still have a few, and luckily they handed it to me. I got this blade, which looks cool, but I kind of like the option backpack and things like that, or something to extend out, so I got that. I got the bazooka and joint parts, which trying to figure out how those joint parts worked. But the bazooka I kind of like. Stay there. I got this. This is from summer 2015. These were these little weird gun weaponry, but if you attach them together, they look like a fist. I don't want to open it up and show it to you, but because then I have to commit to it. This was another thing. These were the Builder Parts HD. I don't know what year these came. These came in. Right there in the packaging. 2012. Yes, these little fuel tank type things, which I believe now you can buy separate. But these were like giving it away, and I said, "Oh, I'll take one or two or 50 or whatever." Now this is the one I wanted to share. This was the Gatling gun joint parts 2018 brand, and this one is the one that has the Gatling guns like that, similar to this, but I kind of like the long one. I'm thinking if I could find the attachment parts, I can connect that to the backpack, but I don't want to ruin this because I could probably think for something. I remember where okay, do you guys remember when I took the Gundam EZSR kit and I made it into that weird custom kit? And I had two of these. That was for this. I remember this now. But I'm not going to use these yet unless I find something interesting for this. So let me continue on with the assembly of the shoulder, the arms. Find out if this is a good idea, because also I want to put in like something as a barrel to simulate that barrel thing from the game, and find a way to strengthen this peg joint so it will look good. Detail the gun a little bit more, and then we're going to work on the backpack and the torso and see where we go with that. So give me some time to work with that.